All right, so look, Goodz, right? Goodz is a tactician. He's super crazy, but to me, I don't consider him a star. Like, like Goodz is like a Tim Duncan, but niggas not saying Tim Duncan in the All Star game.
Right,
Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Dunk contest, all that wild shit. Like Eunice is a star. Like Capo, you fire. You know what I'm saying? You get busy.
Wait,
There's not a lot of niggas that's better than you. But I'm just be totally honest. I wouldn't consider you a star.
wait, you think
And
Eunice is a
you know
star
what? You
but
know what?
not
You know
good?
what? I would consider. No, I don't consider Goods a star.
If Good's
All
not a
right,
star,
look.
then
All right,
Eunice definitely not a star.
let me say this better. Capo is a star. Goods is a star. Eunice is a superstar.
There you go. Superstar is the separator. That's a fact.
I disagree.
So let me not. Okay, so you think Goods is a superstar?
Good is a mega star in battle rap.
Oh, hell no.
All right, come on. All right, chill.
How you mute the
And
co-host?
we don't
Yo,
listen, we don't
yo,
have that
yo,
many mega
we
stars.
not. Yo,
I ain't
listen,
gonna lie,
we
bro. I
putting
agree,
we
bro.
putting it.
Goods is
We
Look,
don't
we
have
putting
that
it.
many
superstar,
mega
bro.
stars. That's what
Listen,
we're
Glaze,
talking about.
nigga.
Yoshi. We putting aside. You know
He's just hanging out with Lil Wayne. I can name all the mega stars on my hand. It's like
Glaze,
10 of them.
nigga.
we talking about battle rap, my nigga. That's Lil Wayne ain't got shit to do with no battle rap, my
I
nigga. Like,
but
that's
Oh,
cool and
hell
all. Like,
no.
Wayne don't got shit to do with what we doing, my nigga.
Goodz is a superstar in
bro, good
battle rap.
but Goods
Nah,
also
bro.
averages the view
Nah,
count
bro.
too though, Twork. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
my
Like if you
God.
come
Yeah, we live. Slick Talk God, Slick Walk Nation. We are in the building. How y'all feeling? I am feeling great. All right. Before we get into what we all here to talk about real quick, let me show y'all some stuff real quick. Hold on. Check it out. These are the shirt. I don't know if you can see it because it reflect the thing, but I hope you can see it. But that's the shirt. All You Spills, that's the All You Spill t-shirt that go with the All You Spills. So when the light hit it, these do change colors. When that hit it, the slicks on the shirt change colors. Yeah, this should be at the bottom down here. If it's not, go pre-order nothingbutgoods.com. Thank you for everybody's support, man. We did over 100 pre-orders already. Hoping they're not sold out by the time they come out because I do want some people to pull up and buy them in person. But thank you. If you want them, go pre-order them, nothingbutgoods.com. If you're a person that don't like to go on the site and all that other stuff, DM me on Instagram and I'll send you a way you can Cash App. You can use Cash App and stuff like that, or messages under here, right? But let's talk. We just all heard Alive with Twork, and the first thing I want to say is this. I respect Twork opinion. That's the first thing I want to say. Everybody has an opinion, you know what I'm saying? Even though it might be a stupid one, you know what I'm saying? Even though it might be a drunk opinion, it might be pilled up when you said it, I don't know. But everybody has an opinion. And you can't get mad at somebody else's opinion. So in no way, we need to learn this. Everybody can have an opinion. You can't get mad at their opinion. That's their opinion. So I'm not mad at the opinion because it's his opinion. I respect it. We just here to state facts. I live off of facts, so that's what we just here to state. Facts. That's all. Let's start off with the first thing you spoke about was the Tim Duncan comparison. All right? I'm going to say this too. I'll get in that in a little while, but the Tim Duncan comparison, right? First thing I'm going to say is Tim Duncan is arguably the greatest power forward to ever play the game. If you go look at stats, if you go listen to people talk about him, he is arguably the greatest power forward to ever play the game. They talk about it all the time, right? So I think that was a bad comparison. Now, if he was talking about not being exciting, because Tim Duncan was like not an exciting player, right? Not somebody you might wanna watch per se. He's not exciting. If he was making that into an argument, comparing it to me, he would have had a better argument, even though that would have been not too good too. But he would have had a better argument with that. But as far as Tim Duncan being Tim Duncan was a superstar. You know what I'm saying? He was a superstar. He's arguably the best power forward to ever play the game. So that comparison just wasn't a good comparison, right? So shout out to Tim Duncan, right? Now, like I said, everybody has an opinion, so you can't get mad at somebody's opinion. But some stuff are just facts, and some stuff is just like stupid. I might not be everybody's cup of tea. And I'm not, listen, I'm the first one to say it. I am not for everybody at all right? I talk from when I go up there on stage, I talk from a real place. It's nothing I'm saying fiction. I'm talking from what I'm living in a real place and for people that aspire to be a certain place. That's where I talk from, right? And it might not be for everybody. And that's something I tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, you can't get mad at somebody. If he don't like me, you can't get mad at him. That's his opinion. I might not be for him. That's what it is, right? But another thing he said, and that was, people that's superstars to him is people that perform, right? They get on the stage and they perform. And they do all the antics and the little two-step shuffles, and everybody got that same, and they move their hands, and that's a superstar to him. The fact that I could stand in one place and command and control the whole room is the exact reason why I'm a superstar. That's the exact reason. Because you can't not be a superstar and do that. I might be the only one that can stand in one place and control the room and be a superstar. That's the exact reason, all right? Let's get some other reasons why I'm a superstar. I told a story before, but let's take it back to this. I was a superstar before URL even came around, right? Lions Den was before URL. I became a superstar then because I was one of the top dudes on Lions Den. So when URL came around, they called all the top battle rappers to them. And they had a meeting and said, look, we about to start this URL league. Y'all about to start getting paid for it. We need y'all support to make it happen. The people they called probably like 6, 7 people there, maybe 8. The people I could think of offhand was Murder Mook, of course, Loaded Lux, Rex. I believe at that time Math was there. I believe at that time Hollow the Dawn was there. Charlie Clips, Conceited. And guess who else? Goodz. So I believe that's the 8 people that was there. But guess who was there? Me. Because I was a superstar coming into URL. So I say this humbly though. I am humbled and proud to say that I've been a superstar in battle rap for a long time. Definitely in my era and coming up to this era. Now, another way you could tell you're a superstar, I'm just giving y'all little ways and you could tell who's a superstar and who ain't. When y'all see these little cards get put together and they got a small budget, it's certain rappers they call for those cards because they know they can get them for the budget they got. It's certain names they don't call. Like they would never call a Mook because they know what they have to pay him. They would never call a Loaded Lux because they know what they got to pay him, right? They would never call a Hitman because they know what they got to pay him. At this time right now, they would never call a DNA because they know what they got to pay him. And as we all know, they would never call a Goodz because you don't see Goodz on small cards because they know what they have to pay him. Superstars get paid big money. The leagues, no, ask the leagues. The leagues will tell you in a heartbeat who's the superstars because they know what they bring. Superstars bring views. Superstars get paid the most. Superstars bring viewership. Superstars sell out buildings. Now, like I said, I am humbled to say, when you see Goodz come out, it's a big battle every single time. No matter if somebody hate me and don't want to see me, or they love me and want to see me, it's a big thing. The building is packed. Some people is there to see me lose. Some people is there to see me win. Some people is just there to see if I lost a step, to see if I still got it. But all those attributes I cover pretty easy. All right? I'm just giving y'all reasons on what makes a superstar. For instance, we got a card coming up in September, super dope card. 2 megastars, 2 superstars, Mook versus Hitman Holla. Crazy battle, I can't wait to see it. When leagues do a big card like that and they get these megastars, they think, dag, now who else, I got a big enough budget now. Who else could I get to make this card crazy? And then they call the superstars that they know they have to pay that money for these type of cards. So you see where I'm going? They don't call the superstars for the lower cards, these small cards. You know what I'm saying? That's in a garage, that smell like cigarettes. They call the superstars for the big cards because that's who's gonna bring the money, right? Is that it? You know, before we get out of here, let me say this. You know what also makes me a superstar? Numbers. Like this.